The governor of Restates, Nyesom Wike, is reiterating earlier calls for peace, despite what he describes as insincerity of the process by some. Governor Wike explains his position during a visit by some elders and religious leaders from Ikwere ethnic nationality at the Government House in Port Harcourt. While appreciating the move by some leaders to weigh in for the sake of building the state, the governor noted that attaching unreasonable conditions to the process is out of place.
We have extended the olive branch, and to show the sincerity, the Honorable Attorney General had to file a nolle to terminate criminal proceedings against some persons who are charged for murder cases. I know that's a serious matter. So we did not play politics with it. What's important is for those who are involved to sincerely accept. On our own part, as a government needs peace. Every human being would want to have peace, but not a peace that will be against the interests of the state. Anything that has to do against the interests of the state, then that is no longer peace. Peace that's attached to conditions. Like I've heard somebody say on television, on radio, that I should go and complete projects they started. That is condition for peace. And I don't know where that happens. So you see, these are the kind of things that you see people who are not willing. People are not willing, they come up with things that they know will be difficult to implement.
You're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, reaching you live from Lagos. Let's now go to our Abuja studios where Mark Ogun Yusuf is standing by to take us through a couple of more stories. Mark.
Hello, Gimba. We welcome our viewers to our Abuja studios. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has commended the Imo State Governor, Rochas Okorocha, for initiating legacy projects that will be remembered for many years to come. Professor Osinbajo gave the commendation during the official commissioning of the Imo International Exhibition Center in Owerri, the state capital. Meanwhile, Governor Okorocha says the exhibition center is a one-stop shop for all made-in-Imo products. Our correspondent, Tokwe Kutei, reports.
It's a season of commissioning of projects in Imo State by the state governor, Rochas Okorocha, and this edifice, known as the Imo International Exhibition Center, is the latest to be commissioned, and that responsibility falls on the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Before arriving this venue, however, the Vice President had paid a courtesy visit on the Chairman Imo State Council of Traditional Rulers, Samuel Oiri, where the traditional breaking of kola nut was performed. Afterwards, the Vice President moves to the newly built Imo International Exhibition Center for the commissioning.
Nigerians, and also for the benefit of the entire world, and to the glory of God.
And the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, has nothing but commendation for the Imo State Governor, Rochas Okorocha, for initiating legacy projects even as he leaves office in a few weeks' time.
Here today, and also to congratulate all citizens of Imo State and all of our respected elders who are here. This is certainly a great achiever, and I'm sure that your legacy is one that will challenge the future in so many different ways. Congratulations, and it's my very special pleasure to be here.
The Imo State Governor, Rochas Okorocha, speaks on the importance of the project and its significance to the state's economy.
This project comprises of 4 big halls, and these 4 big halls is named, the first one is Eke Afo Nkwo Orie, representing the 4 markets in Igbo land. Now, because we go to market to trade, and the only business outside education in Igbo land is commerce. And this is why we need to encourage them to showcase some of their great products.
After commissioning some other projects in the state, the Vice President is given the award of the Grand Chancellor State of Imo by the state government at the popular Heroes Villa.
Your award, which is one of the topmost awards we have, is the Grand Chancellor of the State of Imo. Congratulations, Mr. Vice President. It will now be my pleasure from now onwards to address you as Professor Yemi Osibanjo, S.A.N., Pastor, G.C.O.N., G.C.S.I.
In just 2 weeks, Governor Rochas Okorocha will bow out as the governor of Imo State after 8 years on the saddle, and is hoping that the incoming administration will continue from where he stopped in the interest of the state. Eyitope Kutei, Channels Television News.
No police force can survive or perform its core mandate effectively without the support of the people, especially human rights groups, civil society and non-governmental organizations. Well, that's an admission from the Acting Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, while addressing members of civil society and non-governmental organizations at the force headquarters in Abuja. The police chief also restated his commitment to implementing community policing in order to tackle the nation's security challenges.
The core part of this administration is the determination and commitment to implement our community policing strategy. And as you know, police alone cannot do this. We need the cooperation and assistance and support from major stakeholders in achieving this objective. For that reason, we shall call upon you from time to time in this regard to partner with us. Lastly, let me reiterate that the Nigeria police is not your enemy. Nigeria police is your friend. And our common enemy is a lack of understanding of our common objectives. And that is why this meeting is convened, for us to bridge the gap of the knowledge that exists between the civil society organizations, non-governmental organizations, the human rights, and the police.
And ministers of environment in West Africa have validated a single biosafety legal framework for the region and are urging member countries to implement them. At the close of a 3-day meeting of West Africa experts and ministers in charge of biosafety in Abuja, it was agreed that modern biotechnology could be used to address poverty and other socio-economic vices in the region. Our correspondent, Kela Megwa, has a report.
This meeting of Ministers of Environment and Directors of Biosafety in West Africa is to validate the preliminary draft of the regulations on biotechnological risk prevention in West Africa, giving the region a uniform biosafety regulation.
This text is the result of 3 separate initiatives that subsequently converged to contribute to meeting the challenges related to the use of modern biotechnologies and their potential impact on the environment, human and animal health, socio-economic and food security aspects.
According to the African Development Bank, agriculture in West Africa represents approximately 35% of the region's gross domestic product and 60% of the active labor force, making up 16.3% of all products and services exported from the sub-region. Modern technology is being employed to increase this figure, hence the need for biosafety to safeguard human lives while making the region prosperous. Nigeria's Minister of Environment, represented here by the Permanent Secretary in the ministry, says member states should subject the documents to public scrutiny to avoid any misinterpretations.
Nigeria also strongly advocates that for now, the draft regional regulations on biosafety should not in any way portray undue delay in the process of approvals and interfere with the ease of doing business within member countries in order to sustain an improved economy without any form of reservation in maintaining safety. Also, it is expected that the regional regulations on biosafety respect the sovereignty of member states.
A single document regulating biosafety in West Africa. ECOWAS believes that this will go a long way in fighting things like food insecurity and ensuring the prosperity in the region. It is still a working document. It still has to go through the Council of Ministers and be adopted by every member country of ECOWAS to ensure the socio-economic development of the people who live in this region. Kayla Magwa, Channels Television News.